Okay, so all of a sudden it was like, do I allow YouTube to record audio? Trying to make a video. I want to do one about the torture. These are my fingers. This one here, the way it has that lump on it now. This pinky finger here. But actually all of them are swollen. And when I do this, it's pain. My fingers are not this fat normally. I've had a few cuts and stuff. I think she's trying to be less obvious instead of just like brazenly like leaving a huge cut that looks like a cut on my finger. Like these old ones that are healing. Another thing is, and this is going to be hard to video, but my arm, this right arm, she works on the part from my shoulder to my elbow. So when I try to bend my arm back, I can no longer touch further up my back. It is so painful from there to there. My feet. She's done so much on my feet that it actually is starting to show. This is starting to come out more. This lump here, and now she started working on this foot here, and them too are swollen. Like they don't normally look like that. They don't normally look so fatty. Like you can usually see my veins and stuff like that. Knees, shins. I've actually felt like weakness in my shins. My ability to get from sitting to standing, like the bending in those, those muscles in the back of my hamstrings, I guess, or my quads. All of those feel weakened, sore, painful. I'm sorry, but okay, you're gonna say I've been someone that stayed in shape. I may not be someone that does my hair all the time, and so this whole fucking big mess is actually not that big a deal to me. Her cutting my hair off, and I mean, I've made plenty of videos of that, of my disappearing hair. But, and I don't know how many of those, like, it's hard to tell because I don't have like a setup, but she just goes down, like she parts it, and then you can see the parts just getting wider and wider and wider. And of course I can just feel, like compared to when I first cut my hair, I probably have 50% left. And when it's all like flattened and like pulled out, like I have curly hair naturally, and it like never is like that anymore. And the fact that it's grown out this much from where I shaved it to the skin, and this hair hasn't grown that much at all. And so I'm pretty sure they came in here last night, and that might be why the person that was staying here additionally in another RV, feel yucky, decided not to stay here tonight. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. See, just this, like this. Like, this is not my dog. Like, and don't tell me I'm doing this to them. Please don't. Because I work so hard. Like, but yeah, it's a torture of my body. Like, she systematically is just destroying my body. And she cut off my eyelashes recently. Yep. And I saw that on video, and there's definitely videos that you can probably tell where I had longer eyelashes just because they used to be really long and shit like that. And constant thirst. And it's funny because I feel thirst, but then I don't want to drink. Kitty's probably the best at it out of all of us. Just maintaining he's always drinking. But he was already having kidney issues before all of this. But yeah, the torture of my body, the swollenness of my fingers. I'm just going to start documenting it because, then maybe people can see and she can't just do things without any sort of documentation to it, you know? Like, my rings wouldn't fit even if I had any of them, which she stole all of them. Her and her crackhead friends in Eugene, Oregon from the River Valley Inn, or Valley River Inn. Yeah, they stole all my jewelry. I actually wouldn't be able to fit them on my fingers anyways because of what she's doing to me. This doesn't happen. You just don't suddenly your entire body die. And to note, by the way, I went in Hawaii to get physicals done and everything to try to like document what they were doing, and I was sick and you know breaking out in a cold sweat every half an hour for like 2 months. Did it right in the doctor's office. And so that for once like didn't get written off as, oh really, yeah, it happened right in front of his eyes. So he was like, okay, I see this is happening. And I'm like, yes, I'm in a freezing cold doctor's office, and all of a sudden get flushed and start sweating profusely. And I said, this is happening every fucking half an hour, morning, noon, and night. But every single test says that I'm perfectly healthy. So just before you say, oh, well, you're getting old and like, shit happens and, you're just not like accepting that shit's, it happens and, this and that. Really? Then how come there's no evidence or proof of it? Like I'm supposedly super healthy, yet I don't get my period. The few times that she couldn't get a hold of me, very rarely in the last 2 years, I got my period. Because whatever she's doing inside my uterus is stopping that. So, anyhow. And to be interested in this, share this. If you're a writer out there and you want to write a true life story about organized crime and, this shit happening, help me, let's do some testing. Let's do some hair testing. They've been poisoning me for years. And my hair is sitting in a safety deposit box in this hair that came off of this head that I cut in part because they kept cutting it and it was bumming me out. But she hasn't stopped doing that because she knows it bums me out. But also for evidence and proof. Because that's what they started. They started doing that as soon as I said to the police, just test my hair. I haven't done drugs in years. Like purposely ever done any. Let's see, Vita just fell off the couch. You okay? I gotta shake out the rugs. There's obviously stuff coming in the vehicle right now. And it's harder for me to tell. I've had 4 shots of espresso. But my eyes are already like... you can see my eyes? It looks like I'm on drugs. And I do not do drugs. I don't do any drugs. I don't drink. I don't do anything but try to fight this fucking shit. So when I look like this, and I slept a lot yesterday, because I came back from my 1 o'clock. I slept from 7 to 1. And in between that time, I did hear male voices outside of my RV, but then knocked back asleep. And then I slept from like 4 till 9. So that's 10 hours easy of sleep. But yet I feel like I got no sleep right now. Like I feel like I can like barely keep my eyes open. And I don't feel tired because I'm filled with caffeine, but my eyes themselves feel so tired and just coated. Like they feel coated with shit. That's how they feel. Like they feel like they have a coating of something on top of them. So, torture. I'm going to just start documenting my fingers and, all that shit. Because this stuff is swollen. Every single one of them. And this pinky finger, that big lump on it, that's from her. That's from her bending my fucking fingers in order to disable me. She's torturing me like I'm a fucking Syrian prisoner. She's a real bitch. She really fucking exists. She was born somewhere. I'm guessing somewhere, maybe in Oregon. maybe, since she had such a big, set of drug addict, homeless like persons that were fucking on her side and there to party. And, I just felt, my instinct is that she had a home there at some point. Maybe she's from there, but she was a homeless woman in Hawaii. I would have to guess that from her smell. And she's so small, 4'10", 85 pounds, I would say at best. And she's a haole woman with brown hair that went down to like here. And it was wavy and curly, really pretty hair. An old face because of the drugs, because of the lifestyle, because of the homelessness probably. That kind of old face that they get, mostly drug addicts. She's a real fucking person. This can't be that hard. Like in Hawaii, she had to have probably come across some sort of law enforcement. She had to have been documented at some point along the way. And in Eugene, Oregon, something, her friends, blah, blah, blah. Real person, real woman who is sticking her hands inside my vagina is going to do that, try to do that in the next 12 hours repeatedly if she can. Give my vagina to somebody else, give my anus to somebody else, manipulate my fingers, cut off my hair, cut off my eyelashes. Like, fuck, dude, this is my fucking life, for real. And believe me, when you sit back there and say, this is crazy, this bitch is crazy, they're like, look at this video, like, this bitch is nuts. You don't think I fucking know how this sounds? You don't think in my head I'm going, holy fuck. Like, this person exists. Like, I didn't know, like, people that were outside of being professional torturers or serial killers that worked alone, or, Jeffrey Dahmer, or, yeah, I mean, these people, but I'm still, like, it's incomprehensible. And I'm sitting here and I'm hooked up and I'm wondering, is this all a setup? Is this having me to be hooked up here and be stuck in here in this deserted parking lot where there's nobody else around, like, to help me? Is this a setup? Because from the feeling in my body, which is one of the only ways I can tell if they got to me yesterday, I would say yes. I don't know. So, but who knows? Who knows? I can't know. I'm not going to accuse anybody of something that I don't know, but total possibility.